Good Friday morning. Hello, how are you? Craig here. Welcome to the Daily Craig Show. This is our um, daily look into the world of sports. So, let's get right after it today. It's a beautiful day here in central Indiana, nice and sunny. It is already 67 degrees. It's going to get up to 91 today. So, it's going to be a great day. Last night, the Denver Nuggets took care of the Miami Heat in game one of the NBA Finals, 104 to 93. The Joker and Murray together just were too much. The Heat only had two free throws. So afterwards, Jimmy Butler had some comments. He needed to attack the rim. Obviously, sorry, I meant this to. Let's take a look here. Sorry, I meant to bring up the stats before I went live, but we'll pull those up here on the fly. Yeah, 2 for 2 free throws for the Heat, 16 for 20 for Denver. Everything was kind of the same. Even the Denver even had more turnovers. Their biggest lead was 24, so they had this game pretty much under control. They shot 51%. The Heat shot 41%. 33% behind the arc for the Heat, 30 for the Nuggets. 9-point lead after one. What was that? Up to 17. They just kind of kept increasing that lead through the game. Joker with another triple double, but really they took care of business pretty much in a quick way. The other news of the day in the NBA is that the Ja Morant ruling will not come until after the NBA Finals. Apparently, Adam Silver, the commissioner, said that he has a decision about it. He actually found more evidence on what's going on. He said there's a history of prior acts. They think about the individual's player history. There's all kinds of different things that he's thinking about, or he put into discussion when he was thinking about the suspension for Ja Morant. He also said we uncovered a fair amount of additional information since I was first asked about the situation. I will say we probably could have brought it to a head now, but we made a decision, and the Player Association agrees with him that they will do that after the NBA Finals. So it's going to be interesting how this happens. The Grizzlies have suspended him indefinitely, so nothing would change. That's what he says. The season's kind of over for them. It's going to be very interesting to see what the commissioner comes down with for Mr. Morant. My guess is I don't think it'll be a year-long suspension, but I think it'll be at least a half a year. I think it's going to be something where he wants to nip this in the bud. He wants to make sure that this is not what they want their stars to do. Maybe that's the kick in the butt Ja Morant needs, hopefully. The Celtics also announced they're going to keep Joe Mazzulla. They also want Jaylen Brown to be back. Jaylen Brown is the big question mark. He did not look good in that game 7. It's going to be very, very fun to see what happens with him. I think they'll re-sign him. I think it's one of those things where it is going to be beneficial, to keep him long term. Sorry, I'm looking something up here. Anyway, that's what the Celtics are doing. They're keeping Joe Mazzulla. This is going to be good. They're kind of shifting course from where they were before. They want Jaylen Brown back. Let's see what they say here. They want Jaylen to be there. Jaylen wants to be back. They really think that he can continue to be a big part of that team. So, and superstars don't grow on trees. Everybody knows that. So I bet they keep him. Another interesting thing is the SEC is going to an 8-game tournament in 2024. There was talk about going to a 9-game. They came back to 8. It's one of those things. It's kind of weird because everybody outside is like, why don't you just play another game? Well, the SEC beats the crap out of each other, so I understand why they want the 8 games. It's very interesting to get some of the perspective for some people. They will not be moving to a 9-game conference schedule. That's what they were talking about before. Thursday, they announced that they have an 8-game schedule for the 2024 season when Texas and Oklahoma joined the league. They will continue looking at different options. They preferred a 9-game conference when they were talking about things a few weeks ago, a few months ago, but now it came back that they are going to do the 8 games. So they understand the important rivalries, the important matchups. The Big Ten went through this, right? When they expanded and did everything, it was like, oh my gosh, are we going to lose Michigan and Ohio State? Are we going to lose IU, Purdue? All those type of things. So, is it the biggest deal out there? No. Is it something that is something to keep an eye on? Obviously, yeah, for sure. So we'll see what happens. They're getting a lot of stress here. A lot of people are really putting the pressure on them because a lot of other conferences do that 9-game conference schedule. So, they're kind of they're getting taken through the ringer right now if you're all over social media. So, so that's going on. I mean, the big news yesterday was the Nuggets win. The Heat just could not buy a shot there for a while. John Morant is making the news. That's a huge deal. Let's see here. I'm just kind of looking. I mean, we're still all about Aaron Rodgers going to the Taylor Swift concert. We're talking about MLB. It's kind of finding its groove there. There's just different. Let's check one more here. Andrew Hopkins is interested in the Patriots. They have mutual interest for sure. A lot of trade candidates out there. Ohtani. One thing that you may not be noticing out there, and it's on ESPN for the next few days, but you need to check out the Women's College World Series of softball. It is an amazing, quick action, fast sport. And even if you're a baseball fan, even if you have baseball players, it's something that you need to check out because they play 7 innings. It is super quick. Their field is the equivalent of like an 11 to 12-year-old baseball field. So it's tiny. They don't have leadoffs. The rules are adjusted, but it is really, really good. It is really, really good softball. The Oklahoma and Tennessee game that I think is going to be tomorrow, it's going to be top notch. It's a double elimination tournament. There's 8 teams in the College World Series, so I highly recommend you checking it out. They had a rain delay, but they still had games going super late last night. Florida State looks awesome. There are some really, really good athletes that's going to kind of be overlooked this weekend, and I hope that you get a chance to check that out. Also being overlooked this weekend is the Grand Prix up in Detroit. IndyCar just had a huge weekend with the Indianapolis 500. They've got all this momentum. We'll see what happens there. It's kind of a new course, so it'll be fun to see what happens there. Tomorrow night, we've got the Panthers and the Golden Knights for the Stanley Cup Final. Game 2 of the Nuggets and the Heat for the NBA Finals. And tonight, we've got all kinds of baseball. So anyway, that's going to be it for us. Have a great Friday, and we'll talk to you later.